Happy World Mental Health Day. Before we talk about books, because we have got a couple of books to talk about today, I just want to give you a reminder really to look after yourself, but also try and look after others. I started a new job this week as a postman, and I've already spoke to a couple of lads there about mental health in general. One of the lads asked me what I did before I had signed up to be a postie, and I just said I'd taken like a year and a half to focus on myself, to try and build an online following. I wrote a book, and I just tried to build some sort of following where I could talk about books and try and encourage people to talk about mental health, because too many people take their lives every year. And he said it was beautiful. He said like that was a really good thing to do because too many men struggle in silence and men just don't know where to go. And that's sad really, because I'm in a blessed position where my wife is my absolute rock. And I've learned over the years that women have just got this beautiful way of being empathetic. I'm not going to say all women, of course, not all women show empathy, but I think it's naturally ingrained into women to be quite empathetic. And I think that's where a lot of men struggle, is that we as men try and be this big, strong macho, or at least we try to be what we perceive as big and strong and macho, because society tells us that big, strong and macho means that we don't talk about emotions and we don't cry and we don't get upset. But I've learned over the last year and a half that that is the opposite. I think I have become much more emotionally mature and resilient after breaking down in front of my wife and crying in her lap and stuff like that. So I just want to give you a reminder today, really, to just say like we all need to work together. If you are struggling, you just need to reach out. I don't care who you reach out to, whether it's friend, family, husband, wife, work colleague, manager. You just need to tell people you're struggling, because it's not weak. It's absolutely not weak. It is so strong to admit vulnerability and admit that you're struggling and admit that you need help. So there's my daily reminder or yearly reminder. You're going to get more reminders, obviously. But just because it's World Mental Health Day today, I want to take a bit of time to give you a reminder to reach out and get help if you need it, but also just be kind to other people, because you don't know what other people are going through. It's not difficult to just smile at someone. And you don't understand how much sometimes feral attitudes towards strangers can have a negative impact on the day when you don't know what they're going through. So yeah, keep fighting, keep plodding on, and just keep being kind, people. So what have I been doing in life recently? I've just kind of done this video today as just a little bit of a check-in, because I've not been reading loads. So we got the keys to the house at the start of the week, and every single day this week, so today is Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week, we've been decorating every single day. So I started my new job on Monday, and then every day after work. So I work from like 7:15 in the morning, and then I finish at like 1:30. But I've been cycling to work and then finishing work and going on my bike to the new house to paint, and then coming to the old house to have like tea or whatever, or we've had tea at new house. And it's just been that constantly. So I am exhausted. I'll be totally honest. I'm absolutely knackered. I've been doing 20,000 steps every day, biking to and from work because Ellie's got the car, because obviously she needs it for her to get to work and pick kids up from school and stuff, painting, and we're having a day off today. So I thought I'd just sit down, have a chat with you, and just tell you what I've been doing regarding books and stuff. I will say before we get into books, big up to postmen and post women, post people, I think they call it now, because it is graft. When I first started, I thought, I bet that'd be nice. Just have a little mooch around, little walk, get some steps in, lose some weight, because that was my plan. 20,000 steps, and you're carrying these massive bags of you, and these bags have not just got letters in, they've got parcels and everything. These parcels are 8 heavy, so you're walking like this, and it's like, it's just graft, rate graft. But the weight will come off. Undoubtedly, I've got no choice but to lose weight doing this job. Reading. So what are we on now? 10th at month? I've not even finished a book yet, which is mad for me, but it's because of house move, new job and everything like that. So I'm currently in between two books. I'm in between Genesis by Chris Carter and It by Stephen King. I'm currently that far into It, if you can see, which is like 290 pages or something like that. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. And Genesis, I'm like 33% through this. I'll talk to you about Genesis first, because as you know, I'm a fanboy. Chris Carter is my favourite crime author of all time. One of my favourite authors of all time. And I'm really enjoying it. It's very similar to what I always expect from Chris Carter. It's disgusting, it's gross. It follows an investigation where this serial killer is ringing up people and basically he's in their home. So he's ringing up women specifically at the minute. I don't know if he kills men as well, but so far all of the murders have involved women. So he gets in their house, they get in bed, and they're like, oh, I'm just chilling, just living life, doing makeup, whatever. And then they get a phone call, and this dude's like, I'm in your house. And he scares them, like they're right scared. That's the main thing he's focusing on. Like, he thrives on fear. So he's trying to scare them as much as he possibly can. And then once he's scared them enough and he's got his kick, because obviously it makes his peen hard because he's a weirdo, he then kills them. Yeah, once they're really scared, he then kills them. But he obviously kills them in the most horrific ways ever. I can't describe the ways that he kills them because it'd ruin the story, really, if you want it. But the 2 murders that have happened so far in this book are disgusting. The second one was really, really vile. Like, horrible vile. But that's why I read his books, because he is a dirty mingo when it comes to how he kills people. Really enjoying it. I mean, what can I say? The books are fantastic. They're just really fast paced, and I just can't help but love Chris Carter's books. So if you like crime books, read it. If you've not listened to me so far, there's something wrong. I don't know why you're still watching my channel if you're not reading Chris Carter yet and you like crime, because you're obviously not coming for recommendations, because I've recommended him enough. And if you have read him, then you just know I'm not lying, and he is truly fantastic when it comes to crime writing. So gagging for that. I'll finish that whenever I finish it. I'm not rushing at a minute. I tend to do everything that I'm doing in day, and then at night time I'm just that knackered that I lay down and I might read 2 or 3 chapters before I fall to sleep, and then another day again, and we just do the same. That's what life's about, and it's doing the same thing on repeat all the time and trying to find something fun in the middle of it. And that's what my books are, a bit of fun in between. Now this one, how many times have I told you this man's overrated and waffly? He is a great waffler. I've read 4 Stephen King books so far, and they've all disappointed, really. Not disappointed, I enjoyed Pet Sematary, but I think the man's got so much hype behind him that I'm only ever going to be disappointed if it's not perfect, because everyone hypes him up to be like this king of writing. This is wicked. This is the first book of his that I've read where I've been like, maybe I get it. Maybe it's phenomenal. So the reason I'm enjoying this so far, if you've not read it or seen the film, it's about some crazy killer clown. Well, it's actually not a clown. It's like a entity that can be anything it wants to be to scare people, but then it always seems to turn into this clown called Pennywise, and it's just scary. It's really, really eerie. But we've not got into the proper, so the way that this story goes is I think it's like 5 or 6 kids. When they were young, they lived in this town called Maine, I think it is, and some weird stuff happened with this entity that showed itself as this clown. And they obviously went through stuff, and they agreed that when they were adults, if the clown ever came back, that they would come back together and they'd fight off the clown once and for all, and the clown would be no more. So it starts off, and you've got these 6 adults who are just living normal lives, just going about the business. They've all forgot about Maine, and they've forgot about this clown. And one day, this dude called Mike, who is like a main character, rings them all, and he tells them that the clown is back, and they all need to come back to Maine and kill this clown to save all the other people in this town. It turns out that they've all actually had some sort of like amnesia for the last 27 years, and none of them could remember Maine. They couldn't remember the childhood. They couldn't remember this clown. But as soon as Mike rung them and were like, bitches, clown's back, they were all like, oh my God, oh, I'm terrified. I'm petrified, but I've got to go back and I've got to kill the clown. And it's just unreal. It's not like anything I expected. I assumed I was just going to go into this book and it was just going to be about some people trying to get this killer clown. But everything that I said before that I didn't enjoy about Stephen King books is in this book, and I'm enjoying it. He's waffling, and I mean he's waffling. The first probably 200 pages of this book just gives you a little bit of backstory to Maine, and it hints at the fact that there's been a lot of disappearances of children. There's been a lot of unexplained murders and things like that. There's been people sent to prison for murders when it's very like ambiguous. It's like, did they do it? Didn't they do it? When really we know as readers that it's actually Pennywise that's killed these people and innocent people are getting sent to prison. But the first 200 pages is just an introduction to these 6 characters as adults. So you meet them all as adults first, and it introduces you slowly to them, and it kind of shows you their personalities, what they're doing in life, if they've succeeded. A lot of them have actually gone on to do quite well in life. And then once you've been introduced to them all as adults, it then jumps into this phone call where they've all had the phone call, and it shows you how they've reacted to said phone call, that they've got to go back to Maine. Some of them didn't take it as well as others, let me just say that. And then as they start their journey back to Maine, you get little flashbacks into their childhood. And for me, so far, that's what's grabbed me. The way that this story portrays adolescence and childhood is just magnificent. It covers so many themes I think we could all relate to. It covers like bullying, it covers friendship, it covers school, it covers, you know, what it is to be a child, it covers neglect. There's just so much in every single character where you can grab a little bit of and you're like, oh, I did that, or I experienced that, and you can just relate to so much. You've got like this child, I forget the names of all the kids. One's called Bill, one's called Bob, one's called, there's no Stan or like there's a girl, I forgot the names. I'm rubbish with names. If I picked up the book I could tell you, but you've got this one kid whose mum as a child, she gave him an inhaler, and I don't even think he's got asthma and stuff, but she was forever telling him that he was poorly and stuff like that. And he actually grew up to be a bit of an hypochondriac and ended up marrying someone exactly the same as his wife, who was just frightened of everything. And he just feels so real. Like, we can all relate to that person that's very melodramatic, and when they've got a cold, they're dying. He's that one. Then you've got another person who's got a stutter, and that plays a big part in his stutter and stuff like that. You've then got a loner who basically belonged nowhere and found this group of friends and was just amazed at the things that he could do, like the way that his world opened up when he found a social circle and stuff like that. And it is just magnificent how... Oh, and then you've got like a romance subplot, because 2 of the boys fancied this girl at school, and the girl is actually in the story as well, but I've not read many of her chapters yet, but she's obviously going to come back with these lads, and they're going to go on to fight this Pennywise character. But it's just a beautiful representation of what it is to be a kid, and how children's minds wander, and how important friendship is as a child, how bullying and neglect can affect us as children. It's just marvellous, honestly. And actually, when it comes to the story, I think so far there's only been maybe 2 or 3 actual interactions with this Pennywise thing, which I will say is batshit crazy, like absolutely mental. The scenes so far have been harrowing, like described in a way where you're just like, oh, that's disgusting, I wouldn't want to come across that clown, and if I did, I certainly wouldn't want to play with it. It's just marvellous. I don't think I can say anything other than marvellous. I'm really excited to see where it goes, and to see like how they can do this, because I believe that this clown has to feed on people to stay alive. So it's constantly trying to convince people to come into like the sewers. It's got a weird obsession with blowjobs as well. Keeps offering kids blowjobs, so it's like a creepy pedo clown. So I'm hoping they can just, I don't know, kick it in knackers and kill it or something, and then it just goes away forever, and Maine will be saved. I'm really, really excited to see where it goes, and I've not even touched surface really, have I? When you think I've read that and I've got all that to go, so I've still got loads of learning to do about all these characters. I'm going to learn more about the childhood and how this city of Maine affected them. I love the little nuggets that you get for other Stephen King books. I've only read 4 so far, but I do know Shawshank Redemption is one of his books, and a few people in this book already have been sent to Shawshank Redemption, so I like that his world is like all intermingled. Just really, really good. And what I do like about this book is it's got individual, like, see if I can find them. It's got like short chapters within chapters. So Stephen King, I think, is famous for that. So it's just nice and easy at night time when I'm knackered and we've done all decorating. I can just pick it up and think, well, I'll just read number 2 and 3, which might only be like a few pages. But I think because I'm also not rushing through it and I'm taking my time, I'm just enjoying it even more. So maybe the hype is real behind Stephen King. I don't think I've got anything more to update you on, just because I've not read much. I couldn't be bothered to try and think about some sort of magical video idea. I just really wanted to sit down with you all. I don't know when the last time I checked in was, because I hadn't checked on my page. I miss you all, and I just wanted to have a chinwag. So this is my chinwag complete. I'm going to continue in reading these two until I finish them. I don't know when I'll next check in with you because I'm mad busy, but when I do, you best believe it'll be to chat about books again. So if you've watched till this point, I love you the most. And if you haven't, why? Because this was a short video. It didn't demand much attention, did it, really? Thanks so much. I'm going to go and rest now because I need it. I'm knackered. Mwah!